Hey everybody, Rob Could here, the MLM Solution. Today is Thursday, March 4th. Hard to believe it's the 4th already. It's Thursday, 10:57 and 15 seconds after Eastern Standard Time. So as you know, each and every day we go live, as the ticker says, at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we cover all things network marketing. And you know, there's nothing that we won't talk about. We talk about the good, the bad, and yes, even ugly. And as you know, other people are afraid to talk about the ugly because they are afraid you will not join the industry or you will not join their business if you knew all the things that take place in the industry. So we do address all those things. We address your fears and we show you what to avoid, but also what to embrace. That being said, today's topic is going to be, what can I control in my business? When you're building your business with a certain company, there are things the company does that is beyond your control. We're going to take a deep dive into those subjects and talk about how you should react and what you should be concerned about and not concerned about. These decisions that the company can make and things that your downline does will, in fact, impact your business, either good or bad. We're going to talk about that and much more. So join us today at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. As always, if you will, please use hashtag the MLM Solution, hashtag the MLM Solution. You can see it in the ticker, to share our podcast and our platforms with our fellow network marketers all across the globe. We want to say thank you in advance. As you know, we depend on you guys to help us get the word out. And I know that you guys do, and we're very grateful for that. Also, visit our new website, themlmsolution.net. It went up Monday, March 1st, themlmsolution.net. If you will, go there. Also, while you're there, hit the share buttons and promote our website with us as well. A lot of great things coming down the road very shortly, very, very, very shortly. Not only do we have a new website, but we got a lot of new things that we're doing. So with that being said, we're going to go live at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to get off of here, and we will be going live here very
Welcome to the MLM Solution Podcast Show, where you'll learn the facts and hear the truth about the network marketing industry. Here's your host, Rob Coody.
Hello, Miss Marie. Good morning. Today's March 4th for all of you, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time that are joining us just now. How you doing this morning, Miss Marie?
I am doing very well. How are you this morning, Rob?
I'm doing great. I have no complaints. No complaints at all. The weather looks like it's starting to go towards spring. Of course, here in the Ohio Valley, that could change overnight. We could have snow tomorrow. And I know there's some other states like that. I think Colorado's one of those, where it'll snow one day and be in the 40s or 50s the next day.
It could be. Well, here in Utah, we like to slam all 4 seasons into one 24-hour period.
Well, there you go.
We'll do it all in one day.
Not to be outdone is Utah.
Correct.
There you go. Well, I did not know that. It's good to know that there's other states that go through that. People that come in from out of town say, well, what's the weather like here on a regular basis? And they said, well, if you stick around for 15 minutes, you'll see the changes. And I guess that applies to other states as well.
Well, one of the famous things here with tourism is, hey, go downhill skiing in the morning and golfing in the afternoon. You can do it all.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And you guys have something no one else has, Salt Lake.
Now, that is true.
Lake. No one has that. So, hey, the thing is that even though it's a change that I sometimes despise, in other words, a quick change like that, you know what? I'll take it, because when I was in Texas and California and Florida, and having sunshine every day gets kind of old. So, the good thing about California is you could go up in the mountains and you could, like you said, you go snow skiing. And then you'd be amazed at how often it snows up there throughout the year, not just during the wintertime. The conditions are right. It'll snow probably 6 months out of the year in certain parts. Yeah. Don't you guys have that? I mean, you guys have snow-capped mountains quite a bit.
Oh, sure. We'll have snow up in the mountains until July a lot of years.
Yeah,
So.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I was at, let me see, Tucson, and a beautiful place, by the way. I used to live in Chandler, which is a suburb of Phoenix, which is huge. Phoenix is a mini LA. And I used to live in Phoenix when it was actually a good time to live there. Now you got about a bunch of transplants, and it's changed, as you can imagine. Anyway, the point is that Tucson was the sleepy little town, if you will, and it wasn't small by no means, but it was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And I remember, the cities down in the valley, and of course, like Salt Lake, and you would look right there at the mountains. Of course, now we have the desert. Are you guys the high desert?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't think so. I think the sea level, I think Tucson's right at sea level or below sea level or something like that. And in other words, the valley's deep. And you would be right there, and you'd be driving along, and you could look up and you could see the snow falling on the mountains. And it would be, the mountains would be covered with snow about halfway down. Now that's freaking kind of cool to see. Now I saw that one time. First time I ever saw it was in Utah, but I think it might have been October, and I can't remember. It seems like it was October or November, something like that. Yeah. I remember that. That was our first time when we saw, while we were driving in the sun, there was snow coming down in the mountains, And, the clouds were over top of it, and you could see it coming down. That's how heavy it was snowing. Have you seen that?
Yep, I've seen that. People get excited by rainbows. Have you ever seen a snowbow?
I have. Yes, I have. That is freaking crazy. I did not know it did that. Yeah, I sure have. And I think it might have been there as well. I'll ask this question, and then we'll move on. Does Orem and Salt Lake City and Provo share pretty much the same weather?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, it can vary in terms of the amount of snowfall when storm systems come through, depending on whether they're running to the north or the south. But for the most part, yeah, the weather's pretty similar.
Okay. Yeah. I sometimes here 1 or 2 miles makes a huge difference between the weather. And I just didn't know. I think each one of those cities are about a half hour, 45 minutes apart, aren't they?
Yeah, ish.
Yeah. And I remember being in St. George. I was shocked. As you know, that's that red desert. Dirt. Beautiful place. Love it. I can see why people live there, man. It's just awesome. But it was snow covered. There was snow all over the ground. That's the reason why I asked if you were high desert, because you normally don't get snow like that in a regular desert.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
And the other day, and I'm going to say this and then we're going to start, is White Sands, New Mexico. That's what we were talking about. That's the other place that has salt that's similar, or the white, I believe it is salt. That's where the crawling rocks are. I told you about. White Sands, New Mexico.
That's a place I have not been yet. So.
It's spooky. It is flipping. Mary, if you ever get a chance, drive out there. Just drive through it. You'll be like, oh, shit. Rob's not kidding. There's something weird here. I don't know if aliens live out there. When you drive through it, it's just weird. It's like you drive through this time tunnel. I don't even know how to explain it. If anybody's been there, they can relate. But you did see the crawling rocks. I remember telling you that story. You weren't aware of that, but you did see them, right?
Yep.
Can you figure that out?
No.
I don't know what to say. Anyway, all right. Enough of that. If you guys haven't seen that, go there and look for the crawling rocks of White Sands, New Mexico. I used to live in New Mexico and traveled all over the place. And, man, I'll tell you what, that's a unique and very it's a land of enchantment, as they call it. And I definitely can see that. The land of the weird, too. All right. That being said, guys, today's episode, wrong one. What do I control my business? Man, that's a deep subject that we could go in many different directions, but we're going to highlight some of the most common things that you're going to face that you cannot control. And some of these, like anything else, is going to have a good or bad impact on your business. And you as a leader, you almost have to make some really tough decisions because you put all this hard work in. You might be in the momentum phase. You cannot afford to have the momentum stopped or even slow down for that part based on where you want to go with your business. And guys, I'm going to tell you something. It can be a ride that can really be unsettling when you have no control, and all of a sudden you get this news, this email, or is it one of your upline leaders call you and say, hey, the company's not going into country XYZ like they said, and you spend all this time, all this money building a downline in preparation for the opening of that country. And the company has been telling you, hey, we're going to open March 1st. We're going to open April 1st. We're going to open May 1st, right, Miss Marie? And the dates keep moving, and you're okay with the date moving one time, maybe two, but once it gets past two, you're like, all right, what in the world's going on here? Miss Marie, I have worked my tail end. I've had that happen to me, and it's very unsettling. You get egg on your face. People don't trust you anymore. Word can spread throughout your business quickly, because you not only are you trying to go on the downline, but you're asking your downline leaders, hey, does anybody know anybody in country XYZ? If you do, let's work together. Let's get into that country ASAP. Or you may be a part of a lead generation system where you're sharing the leads that you get into your system with your downline leaders. And everybody's putting this time and effort into this. And when that doesn't work out, it does not leave a good taste, does it?
No. And fortunately, I've avoided that situation myself. I didn't actually have that happen, but I've certainly talked with enough people that have experienced it. And it's unfortunately not unusual. For whatever reason it happens. Companies run into challenges going into certain countries, and then they make their best effort to go in. And if it doesn't work out at some point, they just have to say, sorry, gotta put it off indefinitely, or just opt not to go into that country. So
that's right. Yeah. Absolutely. I think, Miss Marie, what you have and the way the company should handle it. And guys, we share this insight with you so that you can determine, you'll have this knowledge in your head. And if you ever run into this, you can look back at this moment and look at the different angles that we're taking with it. But here's the thing, Miss Marie, what the company should do is not say a word until they have solidified legally the date with the country. Because sometimes the country dictates when you can go into it. They may say June 1st. They may say June 15th. They dictate what you can and cannot do. So, guys, the negative side is if you're with a new company and that company is trying to expand as quickly as possible, it really should be controlled expansion. Because, Miss Marie, we talked about where I was with a company that was aggressive. Their philosophy was, let's get into these other countries as quickly as possible so nobody can come out with a similar product and take our market away from us. I totally get that, but it backfired on them. Once they went into all these other countries, and not only did it cost a lot of money, but these guys had a lot of contacts. They were from the industry. They had worked with some of the largest network marketing companies in the world on international expansion. So it wasn't like these guys did not know what they were doing or that they didn't have the contacts. What happened was that once they went into all those countries, there was no place else to expand. Now it was to come up with another new product. So they painted themselves into a corner. But guys, here's the thing. If a company is coming out and telling you that they're going to open on March 1st, April 1st, May 1st, and it doesn't happen, and then they just close the door, that can be egg on the face in a big way. And you really, like anything else, communication is absolutely key. You've got to just come out and tell the truth. You don't want to bash the company because you don't want your downline losing faith in the company, right, Miss Marine? What you have to do is you have to say, hey, look, these things happen in business. This is a complicated process. Certain countries change political parties, and different parties have different rules, and they change rules once they get in control. And maybe that's what's happened here. We don't know. The bottom line is they were in negotiation with these people, and they kept changing the date on them. And it's not the company's fault. The company did everything they could, and then it ended up just saying, no, we're not going to allow you to come in at all, or whatever the case may be. The communication broke down, negotiations broke down, whatever. That is the proper way to handle that with your downline, and you need to do that as quickly as possible. As soon as you can verify the information that, yes, the company is no longer going into that country, you need to relay that, not through text, not through email. You need to say, hey, we need to have a conference call about the expansion into country XYZ. You need to get on there. And you don't need to be pulling their legs, guys. They can see through the smoke screen. Just come out and say, hey, this is what I was told. Company was in good faith. They did this, they did that. They jumped through all these hoops, and at the last minute, because a new political party took control, they decided that they're not going to allow that to happen at this time. and we don't know if it'll ever happen. And that's the best way to handle it. Would you agree?
Well, I would. And that's one of those things. I mean, just about anything connected to your network marketing company itself tends to be outside of your control.
That's right.
So international expansion is a great example of that. The structure of the compensation plan, the products, the ingredients in the products. I mean, have you ever been part of a company where, they had one of their top selling products, and for whatever reason that they gave, they changed the ingredients, and all of a sudden people are starting to have a different experience. Now, whether that's because of supply chain issues, expense, an attempt to improve the efficacy of the product, whatever it may be. But, those types of changes, as an independent contractor, an independent distributor with the network marketing company, you really don't have any control over those things. That's
right. And Miss Marie, the large companies like Amway, New Skin, Herbalife, I think Mary Kay as well. I know I always bring those names up, but they're the giants. They set the standard. They all, for the most part, I know New Skin every once in a while went to a contractor, but for the most part, they had their own doctors, and they had their own research facilities and their own production facilities, but not every company can afford to do that. And a new company, more times than not, they're not. There are companies out there that specialize in developing products for the network marketing industry. Skincare, nutrition, juices, all the popular things, Miss Marie, as you know, they specialize. You just bring them the formula and they'll make it for you, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So that's typically if Miss Marie and I were going to start a network marketing company, what we would do is we would go to a scientist that specializes in creation of makeup, whatever, and we say, hey, this is what we want. We want a green product, if you want to use that term. I don't like using it, but it implies a natural, basic makeup that does not have all the bad stuff in it. And there are scientists, Miss Marie, and researchers that specialize in doing that. And we can say we want eyeliner, we want, just lay out what it is we want. And we want them all to have the same philosophy approach, or research approach. And they'll do it for you. You pay them, and once you pay them, they turn over the formula. You go to the production company that specializes in network marketing, product creation and production, and you say, hey, this is what we want. Here's the formula. They have their own scientists that will double check the formula and make sure that it is, in fact, legit. And then they'll say, okay, here's what it's going to cost, and this is our minimum run, and off you go, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So not every company has control, as Miss Marie said. The large companies do. There's another feather in the cap of the old companies, as Miss Marie was singing the praises of them, and I think 3 or 4 episodes ago, and rightfully so. There's a lot to be said in going with an older company versus a new one, right?
Yeah, no, sure. I mean, there are always advantages, obviously, with our 5 simple steps and what we advocate in terms of timing, getting with a company that's on that growth curve early on. That's because we're often talking about the potential for a true legacy wealth building opportunity.
That's right.
But there are plenty of opportunities to make good money with the established companies as well. Right.
And plenty of good reasons to go with the old companies.
Yep, absolutely.
Miss Marie and I are not backtracking on our endorsement of old companies, guys. As she said, we understand what it takes to make this business go. And it's the same steps and same commitment, same tools, blah, blah, blah. And to build a business in network marketing in an old company as it is a new company, the difference being the amount of money you can make. That's the reason why we focus on the new companies, because we want you to be in a position to make as much money as you possibly can. But recently we have focused on the older companies because there's a lot of stability. There's no new product problems, Miss Marie. They've got everything under control. They have quality control. They don't have any delivery issues. I mean, there's a lot to be said with an older company. And I'll be honest with you, there's probably a whole lot less stress dealing with an older company because you don't wake up every day saying to yourself, is all my work going to be for naught because this new company's going to go out of business today.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've touched on a number of things that we can't control with our network marketing businesses, but let's talk about some of the things that we can control as business builders using the network marketing business model.
Well, obviously, you're going to be able to control pretty much the direction that your business is going to go in, basically based on your activity and your leadership, and your downline will typically follow you. You're going to have to understand that you got to have the faith first in a new company. You got to go out there with total faith, because your downline is going to say, man, I don't know, I've been hearing things. And you got to say, no, look, I'm in touch. I'm telling you, let's just stay focused. Everything's going to be fine. Let me give you a real life example story real quick. We talked about a moment ago, if the company's going into a new country and country XYZ, and they were shut down. They tried it in April 1st, March 1st, April 1st, May 1st, and then it was finally shut down. You can't come into this country. That's the bad side. That's the con side. The pro side is, here's the story. An Asian gentleman and his wife were from an Asian country. Nu Skin was trying to go into that country. They told him that, and it was the first part of the year, the first quarter of the certain year. I can't remember. Long story short, they missed Marie 6 times. 6 times they moved the launch date. And the people that he was working with in that country that they were going into, they kept saying, this is senseless. There is no reason for us to be doing this. This company is not serious. And he said, no, I'm telling you, these guys are straight up. I talk to them on a regular basis, and I'm telling you, stay focused. Let's just keep going. And he would fly over there. Back then, you had to fly. And he would fly to that country, and he'd go there for a week, and he would do these large meetings. And you know the Asian people, Miss Marie, they love network marketing. And so he was in front of large crowds, and he kept promising them. And I think he was a doctor. And of course, his reputation was on the line, but he kept telling them, I'm telling you, they're going to do it. They're going to do it. Miss Marie 6 times. They finally opened. He controlled 90% of the volume out of Asia. So there's a positive side of you being committed and telling your downline when they are saying, hey, this is not going to work. This company is not serious about the launch date. If you have good, solid information, Miss Marie, you have to set the pace. You have to say, guys, stay focused. I'm telling you, this is going to work. They're in the process of finalizing the deal. It's going to happen. And guys, you could have a success story like that. So there's, and also when they change the comp plan, guys, there's a lot of controversy that goes with changing a comp plan anytime, whether it's an old company, new company. There's a lot of reasons that companies manipulate the comp plan. Again, if Miss Marie, and it's totally out of your control, the only thing you can control, Miss Marie, is the message to your downline, right? You got to have the faith.
Well, and I was going to say, I think one of the things that we have control over in the network marketing business model is implementing the system that's going to create the success, right?
Right.
We talk about the 5 simple steps. We talk about the music to the ears message.
That's right.
The follow-ups, the working with your leaders, and all those types of things, the actual time and effort that you're going to put into it. As long as you have those things in place, and you're putting in the time and effort, those are the things that you can control, and your business will grow. And some of the other things that you can't control, well, things will just fall into place as you move along, right? You just have to kind of adjust on the fly.
You have to adjust on the fly. There's no doubt. That's part of being a professional leader in this industry. But you know what? Miss Marie's bringing up really good, solid stuff that you can control. And you know what? That's the reason why I'm not focusing on that. I don't want to repeat what she's saying. What I'm telling is true stories to reiterate what she's talking about. Okay. The one thing that you have, and I'm doing the mental side too, you have to remain positive as a leader. Otherwise, your downline is going to start falling apart. If they sense any hesitation whatsoever, any lack of faith that you have, if they see you slowing down in the business building process, these are all intangibles that they're going to pick up on. Not only do you have to do what she said, the 5 simple steps, the music to the ears, the threshold of problem, they're going to see you doing that. And what is the intangible underlying message that activity puts out? I believe in this company. I believe that they're going to do what they say they're going to do. I'm going to keep moving forward. And to be honest with you, Miss Marie, that's the only thing you can do. Okay. If they're going to change the comp plan, they're going to change the comp plan. You can raise all kinds of cane. You could be the number one money producer for the company, and they're going to listen to you, but they're still going to do what they have to do. Guys, you have to realize that sometimes if Miss Marie and I open up a new network marketing company and we go out of the gate gangbusters and we have a comp plan that we felt comfortable with, but 6 months down the road, we all of a sudden see a serious flaw in the comp plan that could cause real issues, not only the distributorship, but in the profitability of the company to help us stay in business. We got to make adjustments. And then we have to come out, we have to sit down, we have to carve out a message that will sound sincere, not come across as we're trying to cover something up, and to relay the truth of what's happening and why we have to make the adjustment, and hope and praying, cross our fingers that the downline and the leadership are going to believe that message. Okay. A lot of times you can show the leadership who understand comp plans to some degree, hey, this is why we're making this change. And they have to disseminate that message out to the distributor force. Okay, there again, what does that come back to? You being mentally strong, being a leader, and doing what she said. She's talking about the physical things that you have to do, literally speaking the music to the ears message, literally meeting people in person or doing Zoom meetings. There are 5 simple steps. But on the other hand, part of that whole process is you being mentally tough. Now, Miss Maria, the thing is you don't want to be a blind fool and be blindly committed to a company that has real issues. And that can be tough. And those are things you can't control, guys. As she said, it all boils down to faith. If you're with a new company, there are going to be challenges. There could be multiple challenges. There's so many stories out there about all these companies. Anything you start new, Miss Marie, I don't know if have you ever been in a new job where you were overwhelmed? I mean, every time you turned around, you thought, you went into the job thinking, you know what, I've got the talent, I've got the knowledge and the ability to do this. I'm really excited about it. You get in there and all of a sudden you're just overwhelmed. I mean, it's just one thing after another. You think, oh my gosh, am I this bad? Or is this company have more issues than I thought? You ever been in that situation?
Yes.
Okay. There you go. But you've also been with companies, Miss Marie, where you went in and kind of fit like an old shoe and you had a few issues, but they were rather small and you overcame them and, man, just really enjoyed it. Would you say that you've had that experience as well?
Of course. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Guys, it's no different in this industry. You're going to join a company where you're going to go to bed every night, wore out, exhausted, saying to yourself, what in the world have I gotten myself into? And then there's
and along those lines, the one thing we do control, of course, is the company that we align with for our network marketing business, right?
Right, that's right.
An entire episode talking about the network marketing hokey pokey, keeping one foot in, one foot out. If a company is struggling, if there are things that are so out of your control that it doesn't make sense to continue aligning with that particular network marketing company anymore, you control whether or not you stay and continue to try to overcome the hurdles that are coming your way, or you opt out and go find a better company that is more suited to what you want to accomplish, align with them and start your business building process there. So that is the ultimate form of control, is you choose who you're going to work with.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, guys, there's only so many things. If she said the physical side would you can control, as she stated, the company that you join. There's 5 things you look for before you join a company. And the reason is we say all the time, just real quick, those 5 things have existed in all the large companies. Smart people looked back over the pattern of the industry and saw that the companies that had these 5 things really went on to do something really special. So they've learned over the years to look at new companies and say, does this company have these 5 things? If it doesn't, they realize I need to stay away. Okay, that's what the professional business builders do. They don't just flip a coin, maybe they do and I don't know it, and say, well, I'm going to join this company because it's heads. They do their homework. They check to see if it has the 5 things. If it does, they realize, hey, this is a company I can get behind. But it boils down to a personal decision after that. Now, the reason I bring that up is she's right. That's something that you can control. That's the process. Okay. If you join that company, you got the 5 simple steps, music to the ears, threshold of profitability, getting the first check, all of those things. Those are physical steps that have to be taken in order for your business to get off the ground, to set the foundation for the exponential growth that will soon come. So those are physical things you can control. Though certain things you can't control is when you're dealing with human beings. Okay. And if the human beings are in charge of the company, guess what? You have no idea what the goals of that company is. You don't know the challenges they face. All of that is out of your control. Your downline, Miss Marie, as scary as the thought is that can be, is out of your control. You cannot control people. It's their own business. They can do what they want, even though they're a part of your organization. As we told you before, when identifying and working with leaders, an episode there, they are the ones that determine whether you work with them or not. If they got a pissy attitude, if they're out there out of control doing unethical and immoral things, even though they're in your downline, you don't work with them. You don't help them succeed. Okay, you got to have some standards. Those things you can control, but you cannot control their daily activity. And so there's a lot, if you want to look at it in a grand scale of things, a 30,000 foot view, there's a lot of things that you don't have control of. The only thing you have control of is your own words, your own actions, your own leadership. And that is the things that she is promoting that you focus on. You really don't have any control when it comes to the company. You're at their mercy. But Miss Marie, if the company is changing a lot, then you as a leader have a decision to make, right? And that is whether you want to be a part of that or if it's time to move on. Miss Marie, I can't speak for you, but I didn't marry the first woman I dated. There was a process. And there was times where it's like, it's time for me to move on, right? And sometimes it was a tough decision if you really liked the person, but you could see that it was oil and water. It wasn't.
Well, I think there's a correlation there with network marketing and dating. It's rare that anyone marries the first person they date, right? Mm-hmm. And if you think about it, the first network marketing company that most people get involved in, they've done no background checking of it whatsoever. They're getting involved because of their affiliation with someone who has a certain amount of charisma, who they trust, that is telling them, hey, this is a great opportunity. Come do this with me. They're trusting the fact that they've done the research, that what they say is true, that this is a solid company, it's a good product, it's a growth plan. And honestly, you don't really always know anyway until you actually engage and get involved with the company and you start working the business itself.
That's right.
So it is rare that successful network marketers are truly successful, and I'm talking large wealth generating success. It's rare that they're successful in the very first company with.
No, that's a great story, great angle. Maybe we can do an episode in the future on that. You're absolutely right. That's something that we've never touched on. Most of the big time people that I know, Miss Marie, were in multiple companies. They had a learning curve. They didn't come out of the gate doing that. They went through a lot of trials and tribulations and went through a lot of companies. And yes, you're absolutely right. That's a great point. And guys, to parallel the dating / marriage example, guys, think about it. I've talked to many people, and women especially. There's a certain group of women that have their act together. I'm not saying that other women don't, but they know what they're looking for. And Miss Marie, I've had them say, as a matter of fact, recently, a good friend I've known for 20 years. She's much younger than me. She's probably 15 years younger than me. She married recently an older guy. And she said, I wish I had done this earlier, because she said the younger guys are they're not responsible. And she went down this long list. Well, I've heard that over and over and over. Now, this is not about older guys. What it is, Miss Marie, is that when you're dating someone young, they're just starting out in life. There's a big learning curve. And when you get married young as a couple, that can be challenging because you're both learning not only who the other person is, but you're not even sure who you are yet. And I can see getting married younger can be a real challenge. Of course, I did. And I was one of the fortunate few. I was married for 17 years before that came to an end. But the point is that that doesn't happen very often. And the same thing with a network marketing company. Guys, if you're going to join a new one, there's a lot of unknowns. It's going to be a volatile environment. I'm not saying young marriages are. I'm saying that there's going to be a lot of ups and downs. You got to have a lot of heart. You got to have determination. Okay. And just like a young marriage, there may come a time where you're sit back in private at night when it's quiet and say, is this really what I want to do? 5-6 years down the road. Hopefully it don't take that long in network marketing, but you get the point. The point is that if you're young, you know there's going to be growth challenges because you're growing as individuals and you're growing together instead of as an individual. If you join a network marketing company that's young and you're maybe your first or second company, same thing, Miss Marie, there's a lot. You still don't know who you are as a network marketer or professional business builder. And I really don't want to use the term professional business builder because if you just join network marketing as your first company, you're pretty much a network marketer. You're just kind of flying by the seat of your pants. And guess what? You put that new company with yourself. You're making mistakes unless you're following our 5 simple steps and you're a member of our membership area. You're making mistakes that everybody else has made 30, 40, 50 years ago. Okay. And guess what? That company is started out and it's got challenges and it's going to make a few mistakes along the way. You put those two together, Miss Marie, that can be a real challenge.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and that's part of the reason we chose this topic for today to talk about what we actually do control in our network marketing business. Because we need to keep in mind that we should be focusing on the things that we can control. Those things that we can't control, yes, recognize them, see that they're there, deal with them in the best way you possibly can, but you don't want to waste a lot of time and energy focusing on all those things, worrying about those things when you really have no control over them whatsoever.
That's right.
So you do want to spend your time and energy focusing on those things you can control.
Yep.
That's doing the 5 simple steps, relaying that music to the ears message to as many people as you can, as quickly as you can, communicating with your downline, working with your leaders to build a business, help them build their success, which helps you build your success, which is the beauty of the network marketing industry, right? The more people you help gain what they want, you're going to get what you want. Yeah. So it's important to recognize the difference between what you can control and what you can't control, right, and knowing where to focus your time and energy, because you have a finite amount of both, right? There's only so many hours in a day, and there's only so much energy, especially emotional energy, you can put into dealing with problems and issues.
That's right. And that's a great summarization of what we talked about today. I don't think we need to drag it out any further, guys. Just keep in mind, just do what you're supposed to do. Do the 5 simple steps. Just do the things that she said that you can control and work with the things that you can't, and then make a determination as whether it's a company worth sticking with. Would you say that's pretty much a nutshell viewpoint?
Yes.
So with that being said, guys, if you don't mind, as always, we please ask that you share our, there we go. That you share and like and comment on our various social media platforms. If you like what content we're putting out, if you can see we're going to help people, please share it with other people. As you know, you can do that with hashtag the MLM Solution. You can also go to the website, themlmsolution.net. As you know, I have updated the website. It's short, to the point, very concise, and very informative. And please go there. You can hit the share buttons there as well. Get the information out to our fellow network marketers. Look, they have a right to be successful as well. And this information, as you have learned, is something that can help people across the world, no matter what company they're with. And while you're at our YouTube channel, if you don't mind, hit the little bell twice. That way you can get notified when we go live and when we upload content. Please hit the share button there as well. And if you will, give us a thumbs up. Dancing Lady, Dancing Bear. We like the immediate feedback. Thumbs up does do that, and we're very appreciative of that. It reinforces our viewpoints that we're doing something important, and we really appreciate your feedback. And if you like what we're doing and you want to give us a letter saying, hey, I really like Miss Marie, I had that the other day on Facebook. A guy writing and saying, hey, there's, really great content, blah, 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 blah. It was really nice. It was very nice to see.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is. And guys, this is since I updated the site, it is now support. And that form can be used for anything. I just had to pick a word and I did something different. Instead of survey, it's now support. And I can put contact us as well. And but the point is, there's where you can go, fill out that form. We get it. We reply. right away. I'm in that website multiple times throughout the day. All right, Miss Marie, with that, I think we're done.
Sounds good. I'll look forward to seeing you 11 a.m. Eastern tomorrow, and tomorrow is Friday, so
I
that means
know.
Freelance Friday. Who knows what we're going to be talking about?
Freelance Friday. Yeah. Last Friday was quite an interesting Friday. So this one may be as well. Join us tomorrow. She said 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, guys. Freelance Friday. We talk all things network marketing. We talk about all things anyway on Friday. All right, guys. With that being said, God bless. Be safe. Take care. We'll see you tomorrow 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel.
Thank you for listening to the MLM.
Is it working, Miss Marie?
Thank you for listening to the MLM Solution Podcast. For more info, visit our website, themlmsolution.net. Please follow us on the following platforms: Facebook, YouTube, etc. And share this podcast with our fellow network marketers around the world by hitting the share button on our various platforms.